All right, let's talk Jordan Love. I already made a video talking about, why the Lions offense wasn't able to get anything going against this Packers defense. You could check that out if you want, although it's definitely more from the Lions perspective because that's kind of how I tend to make these videos from the quarterback's perspective. But now let's go the other way. Let's talk about Jordan Love in this really impressive week one performance by him. So first, there was a lot of this stuff, the Matt LaFleur running the offense stuff. Second down and 9, you have a receiver running over the middle. Love is going to take the snap. You see really well blocked. I mean, honestly, the Lions were not getting pressure all game in this one. Receiver gets open. I mean, this is just the Matt LaFleur special, right? He can scheme this stuff up. He knows when to run these play actions, and with the offensive line being able to block for as long as they can, it's simple. Love able to still throw a perfect throw and get it there in a hurry as well, so give him some credit. Well ran by Romeo Doubs. Everyone for the Green Bay Packers doing their job. A lot of those types of plays in this game for sure. But again, a lot of quarterbacks can do that stuff, right? What really impressed me in this game with Jordan Love was not just that he did that, which, hey, not every quarterback can do that stuff. You still have to make sure you do the easy stuff. But I thought he did a lot of tough things in this game. And even like just, I think high level things maybe aren't like crazy noticeable. So like, for example, this play, this is going to be a 3rd down and 10 situation, and it's man coverage that the Detroit Lions are in. We're not even 2 minutes into the game here. So very early on, trying to make sure that you can help set the tone here in Lambeau. Love takes a snap, and he's going to start off looking towards his left. You see one route on the screen. There's another one further down the field. Those are what he's looking at right away. But ultimately, really neither of those look like a great opportunity to pick up a first down right here. Again, 3rd and 10. Just getting a completion isn't good enough. So what does he do? Well, he gets through his progressions, eventually finds the right read, and is able to make that play. Again, that's nothing crazy, but like, these are important plays. And for the Packers, if they're going to win a Super Bowl, which is I'm not going to say that's the expectation, but that's the hope right now with this roster, with how much draft picks they've given up for Micah Parsons and all that stuff. It's, hoist the Lombardi Trophy, right? That's what they're going for. Bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Green Bay. That's what they're trying to do. Jordan Love being able to manage the game like this is super important, and that's what he was doing. This play, probably the best example. This is an awesome play by Jordan Love. So this is a zone coverage concept. You have a receiver running a deep shot over the middle. You also have another receiver running a more over the middle route that's not going as deep. And the way that this read works for Jordan Love against the cover 3 zone, there's only one safety deep. So usually what happens is the safety stays with the deeper route, and then you throw over the middle. You run a play action to get the linebackers out of position over the middle. That's what you usually do. However, sometimes the safety will crash in over the middle. And when that happens, you want to throw it deep. Jordan Love takes the snap. He looks up, realizes what has happened. You can kind of even see in his body language when he realizes the moment. He gets excited. He bombs this down the field, and you see why, right? Like, there's an opportunity. You have to make a good throw. You really have to make it a good throw, but we know his arm talent. And look at this. I mean, just beautiful throw. And to read, that's what I like. It's him realizing the plays. Earlier on in his career, he wouldn't always catch this stuff, right? Like, it's tough. I mean, yes, he was an older prospect when he first started playing NFL football, but at the same time, there's a difference between seeing it on the sideline and seeing it in game action. And we're now seeing him notice this stuff in game action and really just play at a high level. Like, I do think that, we talked about the injury last year. Well, the injury doesn't affect your brain. Like, he wouldn't always notice this stuff last year. He was noticing this stuff in this game, and that's what would get me really excited if I'm a Packers fan. And also just stuff like this. I mean, this is just fun. 3rd down and 9. This is going back to that first drive, which I've shown a few plays from because it was a very impressive drive by Love. Man coverage, cover 2 man here for the Packers. Once Love takes the snap, you see right here you have a player who is a little bit open, kind of, right? I mean, this is open. As of this moment, this is open, but you have to get it there so quickly because the defensive backs in the area will be able to, the safeties will be able to crash in and knock it away if you kind of lob this one. So if you're going to make this throw, you want to make it quickly, and if it's a little late, you could also get your receiver hurt by, your tight end in this case hurt if a safety can come in and make a big tackle. But watch what Love does. Look at this, pinpoint accurate, gets it there in a hurry and so quick that, Brian Branch can't even deliver a big hit to try and knock the ball away. So you're protecting your player as well. Good quarterbacks protect their players. That's an underrated aspect of quarterbacking, and Love did a great job with that. So yeah, really impressive stuff. Again, there were some schemed open plays by LaFleur. That's pretty wide open, right? That's going to help out to some degree as well. Hey, you don't have to apologize for those. But let's go over here now. This is a 2nd down and 6 situation. This was the one, there was a stretch where maybe things weren't perfect. As good as Love was in the first half, there was really just this drive that, you're like, oh man, this could have been a perfect game, but we got to talk about it. It's, again, the game situation matters. Packers up 11 points. The Lions offense isn't doing much of anything. There's 18 minutes left. Jordan Love takes the snap. It's a blitz by the Lions, which is still picked up. I mean, the Lions started sending pressure, and they still weren't getting home. That's how good this line was blocking. I don't know what the hell Love does here. So he's looking over the middle of the field. Pressure is coming, but it's not going to hit him before he throws. Watch him just turn and throw it directly to a Lions defender who just drops that pass. I don't know what he was trying to do there. I certainly don't know. It's obviously not good to throw it right to a defender. Maybe it's a no-look thing and he lost who he was supposed to throw to. I have no idea, but he completely got away with this one. And again, the one thing you can't do game situation-wise is turn the football over. And then on the literal next play, you have this situation. Receiver running from the offense's left to the offense's right here. This is, once again, going to be the Green Bay Packers tight end on this play. This is Tucker Kraft. Love takes the snap. There's a blitz once again. Once again, Love can still have time to throw. Going to go with this pass to Kraft. And it's just kind of it's almost less X's and O's and more Jimmys and Joes here. Brian Branch is who you're targeting. You have Tucker Kraft, who's a good tight end, but this is a mismatch in favor of Detroit. You see Branch has pretty much already covered it up. It's not the correct read. And again, the one thing you can't do here is turn the football over. Brian Branch does make that interception, and he gets up and he returns it for a touchdown. Fortunately for Love, there was a penalty that was unrelated to the play, but had that been a pick six, you essentially just threw the Lions back into the game. So again, we're talking about this Packers team as a Super Bowl contender, right? That's what we view with them. You got to cut this out. If you want to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Jalen Hurts didn't make these mistakes in the playoffs, right? That's just kind of what you have to view it. You don't have to be Patrick Mahomes. Can you be Jalen Hurts, right? Jalen Hurts is good. You have a loaded roster around you. Just be good. But if you make those mistakes in a big spot, it might come back to bite you. Although no need to end with a negative. This drive, the next drive after once they punted, they got the ball back. We're in Detroit Lions territory here, one-on-one matchup. Love's going to take the snap. He's going to see a downfield option and decide to throw it. This is not that open. This is going to have to take a perfect throw and a great catch, and you're not going to get both of them, but you do get that perfect throw. What a thing of beauty from Jordan Love. He was great in this game. That bad stretch has to be cut out. You have to try and get rid of that. And I do think that, some quarterbacks, you kind of can't get rid of the bad without getting rid of some of the good. I don't know if that's entirely the case with Jordan Love. Maybe a little. Maybe you're cutting the fat off the meat, and in doing so, you're going to cut off a little bit of the good parts of the meat too. But it's not the fat is completely infused with the meat or something like that. It's not a Jameis Winston situation. The negatives were there, but the positives were so much stronger than the negatives. Even with those being turnovers, the good still outweighed the bad. And again, if this is what we're getting with Jordan Love for 17 games, which we've seen him play great in previous games, right? But if we're getting this for a full season, yes, the Packers are Super Bowl contenders, and they might even be Super Bowl favorites. So that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.